All right. We have sound. We have sound. We have sound. Checking, checking. We have sound. Comment in the comment box where it says leave a comment. Yay, we have sound. We have sound. Okay. Who's here? Anybody here yet? Where's my girls at? I'm going to show you how to leave a comment. Are you here? Let me leave a link on the Facebook page. Let people know we're rolling. Let's see. Having trouble with comments, looks like. Sound's not working, but the comments have been disabled. Okay. Let me see if I can change that. Bear with me just a minute. They change these every single time you do a live broadcast. They change. Settings. Oh, there we go. Can I say one? Yep, I can see your comments. Sarah, are you still having trouble commenting? Let's see if she's still having trouble. Mindy's not getting audio. Mindy, do you have, there was a little delay in the audio. Let's see. Hold on. Let me leave Mindy a comment on Facebook page. Okay. Sarah, are you still having trouble commenting? Let me know on the Facebook page if you are. I'm wondering if maybe make sure that you're subscribed. That's the only thing I can think of that would cause an issue right now, but it should be fine. Anybody else having any troubles? Oh, Patrice is having troubles too. Comments disabled. Why is that happening? Patrice, are you subscribed? I had to switch my laptop because I didn't have any sound and couldn't leave a comment. Anybody else having any trouble? Switch to my laptop. Sarah, are you on a cell phone? Because I know Patrice is on a cell phone. I'm wondering if you guys are having trouble commenting because you're on cell. Somebody had to switch to laptop. Rebecca, I'm betting you're on. Are you on your cell too? I wonder if I can change that on settings. Let me look. I think that might be a cell phone issue. I don't know if I can do anything with that. Hold on. Hold on. I have the chat on Google Plus too, if that helps. Let's see. Lisa's on her phone too. Teresa's switching to desktop. Comments. Lisa, I don't know what it looks like on a smartphone, but I know if you're online, the comment section will be at the top right corner of the page. Oh, Rebecca's on her smartphone too. It must be a smartphone issue. Darn. Has anybody done any other? I've never watched a broadcast from my smartphone, so I'm not really sure. I don't have a smartphone. That would be why. So I'm not really sure if you can change settings. Has anybody else watched any other live broadcasts and still been able to comment through their phones? If you have, let me know. Jamie doesn't see the comments either. Well, I'll try. I'll try and just, if I'm getting comments on Facebook, I'll try to relay them and let you know who they're from. Chris is good. I do have a t-shirt like yours, Chris. Well, I don't know if it's like yours exactly. This, my brother and sister-in-law and my niece got me this for Christmas, and I wear it for you guys. It's got my link and everything and the Makeup Maven on it. Let me see if I can turn around and show you the back because they put my picture on the back. You see? So, pretty cool. They got me that for Christmas. Oh, there's Erin. Hey, girl, hey. I think that should be our motto. Every time somebody checks in, we all say, hey, girl, hey. Refresh my page here and get caught up. All right, there's Mindy. Yeah, I guess it must be a smartphone thing. I've never heard, I don't know, I've watched other live broadcasts, I've done other live broadcasts and not necessarily had an issue, but, you know, they change this so often that I don't know if they've changed settings. I went through all the settings on Google. I've got the chat enabled on Google Plus too. So I don't know. Hopefully we can get that figured out. If you guys are commenting on the Facebook page, though, I'll try to relay what you're saying so that so we can still all keep it participating. I'll do my best for that. All right, well, you guys ready to talk about Campaign 7? It's the last campaign in the cycle. I've got like notes for days to tell you guys about. Oh, Mindy switched to laptop too. Yeah, isn't that cool, Joe? I love this shirt. Oh, there's Patrice. Okay. Well, let's talk about Campaign 7 because, I mean, I know you guys know that it's the end of the cycle, and I know you guys are going to your rallies and things, so I'm going to try to not duplicate anything that's being said at the rallies. Oh, thank you. I look fabulous this morning. Oh, thank you, because I've already been out in the gale force winds. You guys have heard we're having, like, we had big blizzard warnings last night and everything, and the wind's blowing like 35 miles an hour, so I went and got gas and all kinds of stuff this morning, so I'm kind of feeling a hot mess. So thank you for that compliment. Okay, so I'm going to try not to duplicate anything that was said at the rallies. If you haven't been to the rallies or you can't go to your rally, then go ahead and comment or let me know, because I will, then I will tell you some things that you might be missing by not being able to be there. But I really just didn't want to tell you things that you already know, because I know you guys already know. Do you know that triple dollars are coming for Campaign 7? And it's good triple dollars. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of buy one, get one offers. There are, oh, Shalena's here. Hi, Shalena. There's Lisa. Lisa switched to desktop too. Okay. There's big changes coming in skincare, which I haven't heard anybody mention yet anywhere. So I might be, might be top secret information breaking here. I know we had talked before, or people had mentioned before. I know Lisa was one that had mentioned the Unplugged is in the outlet, and so if you didn't know that that was happening, or you hadn't noticed, then, oh, Erin wasn't able to go. Okay, well, I'll try and tell you some of the things. I'll throw a few things in that you might have missed that are actually really important then for you, Erin. Unplugged was in the outlet, or is in the outlet. So, if you have any diehard Unplugged fans, that is on its way out. And if you guys want to, Chris went to 5. I did 2 the other day. Hi. Oh, you have another one Monday, Mindy? That's awesome. Yeah, I did 2 in the same day, 2 local ones. Yeah, triple dollars are awesome. So let's see. Unplugged is in the outlet. If you guys want, I'm going to give some. Yeah, new is changing. Yeah. If you guys want some, I'm going to give you some sneak peeks in the what's new. Just a couple of the things that I noticed that I thought were good, or that I've seen Mavens in the past, say that they wanted to see that I'm actually seeing. So if you guys want the sneak peeks, I know some people like to wait and be surprised, but if you want them, I'll give you those at the end. Okay, so triple dollars, Campaign 7. It's on all skincare, all makeup, all fragrance, all bath and body. And one of the things was it Erin that said that she couldn't go to Erin said she couldn't go to her rallies. One of the things, Erin, if you're trying to get, Chris can quote every slide. If you're trying to get to President's Club, if you sell the brand new Infinite Lift product, if you sell one of those combined with a Mega Effects mascara combined with the new lipsticks that just came out, if you can sell 30 of those at triple dollars, that's going to be over $5,000 in award sales, which is halfway to President's Club. So if you're close to President's Club, or if you're close to the next level up, if you can sell 30 sets of those 3 products, then that'll get you over the hump. So there's that. That's probably the biggest thing. If anybody can think of anything else at the rallies that they really think is kind of like, you really need to jump all over, then let me know. I know a lot of you are behind me, so there's triple dollars on, the other products leading up to Campaign 7, but Campaign 7 is triple dollars on all of those products, all the skincare, all the makeup, all the fragrance, and all the bath and body. So I'm going to give you the page numbers that are going to be in Campaign 7 that are going to qualify for the triple dollars, so you just don't even have to question, if it's between this page and this page, it qualifies for triple dollars. Okay, so if you have a notepad, write this down. Triple dollars on pages 1 through 5, pages 10 through 97, and pages 168 through 180. And that's, of course, in the Campaign 7 book. Okay, so I'll say those again. Pages 1 through 5, pages 10 through 97, and pages 168 through 180. Yeah, all of those pages, everything that's in there is going to qualify for the triple dollars. So there's a lot you can sell and get triple the credit for it, right? So jump all over that. I mean, you know, they gave the example of the Infinite Lift combined with the mascara, the Mega Effects combined with the new lipstick. And, you know, that's great and all, but what if you're only $1,000 away? Or what if you're, you know, what if you don't need $5,000? What if you only need, you know, $2,000? And if you know you can get 30 customers, well, you can kind of go through those pages and come up with your own little kits that you could try to sell. You know, maybe you only need to sell a mascara and a lipstick, and that'll get you there, you know? Or maybe if you did like a cleanser and a mascara or something, or the eye makeup remover and mascara, you know, you might not need to go for the 5,000. You might just need a little bump. So go through the catalog and figure out, okay, how far am I away? Am I $1,000 away, or am I $2,000 away? You know, divide that by the number of customers that you know that you legitimately have. You know, do you know you can sell 30 kits to people? Then divide it by 30 and figure out how much each kit needs to total up to get you there. If you know that you only have 15 customers, then divide it by 15. Maybe you need to sell skincare instead of makeup items because it's, you know, the value is higher. One thing that they told me that I don't know if my district managers or my divisional manager just came up with or not, but if you take 3 of the new skincare products, yeah, no back orders on the new lipstick. No back orders. So is the lipstick in Campaign 5 that we launched the lipstick? Yeah, there is a it's on sale, I think, for $7.99. You're not going to be able to back order it at the $7.99 price. So make sure you keep that in mind. They did mention this in my rally, and this could be helpful. I don't know if they mentioned it in everybody's rally, but this is really good information to have. Because in Campaign 8, we start all over again. We start from scratch, and we have a whole nother year. So if you start out the year with 3 skincare products, 3 new skincare products, so the pricier ones, not the cheaper ones. If you start with those, and you sell those 3 products, like, you know, the cleanser and an eye cream and a night cream or something along those lines, you sell 3 of those to 25 customers, and you repeat that 5 times within a year. If they replenish their products 5 times in a year, that alone can get you to President's Club. So I thought that was really good information to know. And I don't know if that's, you know, being announced everywhere. They didn't have slides for that. They just mentioned it. So I thought I would mention that to you guys again. Only 25,000. Oh, you can do it, girl. That's what, like 300 sets of 3 for Mindy. Yeah, triple dollars. Triple dollars is not going to go on the back orders. Let me grab my What's New and see if there's anything that I'm missing to tell you about that. No, I think, yeah, no back orders. Orders submitted after Campaign 7 are not going to be included. So it has to be during your Campaign 7, no matter what. All right. So does anybody have any other questions about that? If you need help, you know, kind of doing the math, if you're like, okay, I need $800 to get there, can you help me figure out some things that I could maybe pair up to get there or something like that, let me know, because I can help you do that on your Facebook page if, you know, I know how math is. So if you're not quite, if you need a little help figuring it out, I'm happy to help you with that. Yeah, and if you're farther behind than me, Chris was saying she tries to sell as much as possible when you have double or triple dollars. If you are, I'm a trendsetter, so I'm 2 campaigns ahead of everybody else. But there are other campaigns, or there are other reps that are behind, even behind further than the majority of the reps. So if you haven't done, like, I think 4 and 5, aren't there triple dollars? And isn't it campaigns 4 and 5 that there's triple dollars? I think there was triple dollars for the mega effects, and then triple dollars for the new lipstick, if that's correct. If I'm saying that wrong, then just comment so that everybody can get it straight. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else about that I wanted to tell you. All right, so I want to talk about the a new clinical infinite lift targeted contouring serum. Super long name. We joked about that a lot at our rally. The first thing I want to tell you about that is that, if you didn't already know, that's going to replace the new Clinical Lift and Firm Pro Serum. So if you had any customers that used the Pro Serum before, then you're going to want to let them know that they're going to, you're going to want to have samples or something, let them try the new product, because the products are changing. They're getting rid of the Lift and Firm. So if you didn't know that already. Okay. So let's just kind of break down the book. Is there anything about the dramatic lift that you guys really want to know? I mean, they are going to cover that. They do talk about that at the rallies, so I don't necessarily want to repeat everything. But if there's more, oh yeah, triple dollars and 4 and 5, 4, 5, and 7. Okay, good. If there's anything else you want to know, there is a preferred preview that you guys may not have gotten the offer on yet with a new clinical infinite lift, but they do give them a new platinum day cream. They give them like the little mini, like the little travel size along with it in campaign 7. So it's also a good way to try to get people into, skincare is with that little mini. They don't have it on sale. Gosh, can you guys hear there's tractors outside shoveling all the snow out of people's driveways and stuff. Everybody has plows hooked up to their tractors, so you might hear that in the background. I apologize for that. There's not a discounted price on the Infinite Lift, but they're giving that little trial size sample to go along with it. So just in case you want to know that. Okay. Yeah, you don't use a lot of it, and it's not for the whole face. Yeah. I know, right? With the long names. The trees. Yep. Okay, so one thing I want to tell you about on page 9, if you are in leadership, on page 9 they have this really cool page that says, hey, if you want to become a rep, here's what you do, which is great because now they're trying to help us, recruit. If you're in leadership, they're trying to help to recruit through the catalog, which is great. But the problem is that it says, contact the representative who gave you this brochure, which is great because, we want them to contact us. We spent the money on the brochure, right? So that you want to make sure you get that call. But we know that people don't do that. And so then it gives the sellavon.com website and tells them they could go there and enter your reference code, or it gives the toll-free number that they can call. Well, you guys know that they're probably going to go online and sign up, or they're probably going to call the 1-800 number and sign up. So if I were in leadership and I were doing this, I would plan to have labels to stick over all of these. And that's really important to know because, you don't want to lose a potential recruit if you're in leadership because they're getting directed somewhere else. So I would make sure I have a label that has all of my normal recruiting information that I would just stick over it. But the other thing you need to know is because it's going to be in every single brochure, you're going to need you're going to need to budget for all those extra labels and ink and having them printed and however you manage that. So there is potential for that to be an added expense for you. So make sure you plan to budget in for that. Okay, so. Oh, target age on the Infinite. they were basically saying, you know, anybody who feels like loose skin is an issue, you know, they're using it as a treatment, and they're not really applying it to any of the specific categories, the age-related categories. They're just basically saying if somebody feels like they have, you know, they need tightening, they would like a little facelift type thing, you know, in the jowls or the cheeks or up here or along the chin, any of that stuff, they're saying recommend it to those people. If they have skin, recommend it, right? If they have skin, try to sell it to them. That's kind of how it is. Okay, so I just wanted to warn you about those pages. If you haven't seen them before, I'm not in leadership, so I really haven't paid attention to that very much. So I don't know if that was in any of the catalogs before Campaign 7. If anybody knows that, then please put that in the comments too. But it definitely is in Campaign 7, so I wanted to make sure I pointed that out to you guys. So yeah, possibility of potential expense there for some of you, so make sure you're budgeting for that. You may need to cut back somewhere else, or I don't know, you know, order fewer brochures or fewer demos or something to try to balance that out, because that can get expensive. The labels can get expensive over time. Okay. We've got a lot of lowest price ever products. I told you there's a lot of buy one get one offers, like, you know, buy one get one for such and such amount. But there's a lot of lowest price ever products in here. So I want to run through and tell you those, because that way if you're thinking about, I mean, if you're in campaign, I don't know, 5 and you're thinking about buying this eyeliner and it's $7.99, but it's going to be the lowest price ever in campaign 7, you might want to hold off. So I'm going to run through those really quick and just let you know which products are going to be priced at lowest price ever, so that you can maybe hold off buying demos or whatever. Or you might want to, you know, think about if you typically buy things in bulk ahead of time, if you have an LABC or some, you know, a location that you sell from, or if you're doing parties, because they're really pushing the party selling now again. So if you want product on hand for party selling, you might want to wait and hold off and get it when it's lowest price. Let me check messages here. Lisa's got some pricing for labels on there, you guys, so if you're looking into that. Okay, so some of the lowest price ever items. On page 11, the Kohl eyeliner, the one with the smudger at the bottom, is going to be lowest price ever at $3.99. There's a lot of intro specials too, but I'll let you guys figure those out. Okay, page 13. There is a lowest price ever on the Always On Point eyeliner. It's going to be $3.99. On page 15, there is a lowest price ever on the Super Extend Infinitize mascara. It's going to be $5.99. On pages 16 and 17, there's a lot of products at lowest price ever. The Ideal Luminous Blush, the Smooth Minerals Blush, the Avon Glow Bronzing Curls, and the Avon Glow Bronzing Powder, all at lowest price ever of $4.99. Page 18. Lowest price ever on the mascaras. It's going to include the Super Shock Mascara, the Super Drama Mascara, including the waterproof, and the Avon Lash Conditioner and Primer, all at $4.99. Let's see, page 31, the Magix Cashmere Advanced Liquid Foundation and the Magix Face Perfector, both at $7.99, lowest price ever. Page 35, the new Age Transforming Concealer is going to be $7. Page 38. The Color Cream eyeshadows, they're going to be $1.99. Page 85. And just so you know, if there is something that you miss, this is going to record. So, you know, if you'll be able to kind of come back later on and rewind and watch it again if you needed to write something else down or something like that. So don't worry too much if you miss something. Let's see, page 85. All the Skin So Soft products, it's the hair removal cream, the hair minimizing body lotion, the facial hair removal cream, the Silky Stay Shave Gel. All 4 of those are lowest price ever. In order that I mentioned them, $3.99, $4.99, $2.99, and $1.99. So the Skin So Soft. Let's see, page 93. The Advanced Techniques, the Moisture IQ Replenishing Treatment, and the Damage Repair 3D Rescue Leave-In Treatment. Those are going to be $8.99. And let's see, page 154. Oh no, that's different. Oh, and the back cover, the natural shower gels are going to be $1.69 each. That's the back cover feature. Okay, so let's talk about some last time in brochure items. You're welcome, Chris. We'll see you next time. Or you can come catch up again. Well, I'm sure we'll be commenting on Facebook and stuff, and you can, like I said, you can come back and watch the rest of this. Bye. Yeah, lowest price ever. It is kind of funny, isn't it? Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about some, last time in brochures. Page 24. Oh, my phone's gonna ring.
2, 1, 6, 2,
Sorry.
7, 8,
Time out, time out.
3, 4.
I'll go hang up on him. Hold on. Do not try this at home, kids. Do not try this at home. Okay. Guess whose foot's asleep? This girl's. All right, last time in brochure. Some of these are going to be ones that were like while supplies last before, but now they're saying flat out it's not going to be in the brochure again, so get it now. So the first one on page 24 is the Mosaic Effects Top Coat. Those are going to be last time in brochure. Catching up on messages here. Okay, let's see. Page 73. Yes, the mosaics, you know, if you got customers that like them, start stocking up or what have you. This one might be a little surprising. Let's see here. Where are we at? Brochure. All right. If you liked the Rejuvenate line, say goodbye. The new Rejuvenate. The day cream, the night cream, and the eye moisturizer are last time in brochure while supplies last. So, what does that mean? That's an important one. Remember I said there's going to be big changes in skincare coming? Big change is all right. They're dropping that line altogether. So, that means that if you can still get like the Skinvincible samples, because I can't get those anymore, because remember they had those limited quantities available or whatever. If you can still get the Skinvincible, you might want to get some Skinvincible samples. You also might want to get maybe some Genix samples. If you can't get the samples anymore, you might want to consider budgeting in so that you can buy a full size, because you're not going to want to downsell the people who, if you have customers that use this you're not going to want to downsell them to the Elements line, right? And they may not need all of the care that's in the next level up for the Anew line. So you're going to need to be prepared to transfer them, get them started on a different line. And so that's why I say probably Skinvincible and Genix are probably going to be your two best bets for right now. So make sure if you can get samples and you haven't already, try to get them before you can't get a hold of them anymore. Otherwise, try to budget in so that you can maybe buy a full-size one that you can just do little handfuls or something like that. Yeah, that's the blue one, Aaron. Yep. Surprise! Aren't you glad you know this ahead of time? As soon as I saw that, I thought, okay, we really need to do these so people know. So, yeah, start thinking about that because you're going to want them to try something else. And you don't want, if you've got somebody who's buying a $30 night cream, you don't want to downsell them to, the cheaper Elements line. Unless, if that's really going to be the best option for their skin, then do that. It's the right thing for the customer, but, you don't want to lose that income just because a product's being dropped. So think of the other skincare lines that are in the same price range and have the same kind of, benefits, and try to keep going. No mention of anything replacing it so far, at least not that they've announced, but not that I've heard anyway. But yeah, we might be seeing that pink line. I know they were kind of hinting at that on the Maven page. Okay, so that's the last time in brochure. And while we're at it, let me go ahead and mention that on page 70, there's a limited quantities notice for all the Reversalist products. Limited quantities. These are going to be the Reversalist Complete Renewal line is coming in campaign 13. So they have announced kind of a potential replacement for that. So there you have it. So again, for your 40 and up girls, another potential issue. As long as they are, if they can hold out until campaign 13 before they need some more, they could maybe try the Reversalist Complete Renewal that's coming. But, if they need it before then or something, you might be switching them over to one of the other options as well. Okay. Everybody caught up on that? The Reversalist is changing, or they're introducing a new and improved option for the Reversalist. Nothing yet though for the Rejuvenate. So the 30 and up crowd is a little bit in limbo. Okay, so let's see. What else? Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, I don't know if anybody's noticed this, and I'm not even sure when they started putting it in this way, but it just caught my attention, and I don't remember seeing it that way before. If you're looking in, like on page 121, they've started with all the undergarments, the Playtex and whatnot. They used to have a regular price, and then they would list the sale price if it was on sale. Well, now what they're doing is they have this little notation here that says MSRP and gives an amount. So, like, for example, this one says MSRP $37, and then our price is $27.99 in red. So, just in case you're wondering, that MSRP, that stands for Manufacturer's Suggested Retail Price. So now they're going to what the manufacturer suggests, or it's kind of a hint of, hey, if you go and buy this in the store, this is what you're probably going to see it at in the store. So you can get it from us for, a little better price in red. So I don't know. I don't recall if they had it that way in any of the previous catalogs or not, but this is really the first time I've noticed it. So if you hadn't noticed it yet, it's listed that way in Campaign 7. And there is a little asterisk there that explains it, but I just thought I would point it out. thought that might be a little helpful. Yeah, I hope it's not dramatic change too, the skincare. Yeah. Well, and anytime somebody changes their skincare, you know, it can take a couple weeks for their skin to adjust no matter what, right? So either way, there's potential for some issues. And even as we come out of winter and start moving into spring, you know, people will have that little phase where their skin is, you know, they suddenly go, gosh, I'm suddenly really oily all the time. And it's not that they're really oily, it's that their skin is still producing a lot more oil because they needed it during the dry winter, and it hasn't quite completely adjusted and calmed itself down yet for the warmer weather. So, you know, we're getting close to the time where those kind of problems are going to start to come up anyway. So there'll be some changes in the skincare for the customers, that's for sure. Okay. I didn't go through and list like any of the buy one get one offers because, you know, it's a lot of the normal thing, like let me see if I can find one just right off the top. You know, they have things like 2 for $4, and then they have like, you know, 3 for $8.99. A lot of 3 for offers, that kind of thing. So I didn't go through and itemize all of those. So if that's something you really want to know, I can come back and like list some of them on the Facebook page or something if you guys want to do that. But I didn't figure that was quite as helpful as knowing the lowest price ever amounts. The skincare actually is doing a lot of like buy one get one for $12, that kind of thing. So buy one get one for $5. So there's a lot of that in the brochure, but I don't know that that's necessarily as important to know. Okay. Oh, let me go back and do some more of the while supplies last. I don't think I gave you all of those. Let's see. 34. That was the mosaic. Oh no, 24. That was mosaics. Last time in brochure. Okay, while supplies last products. Let's go through those. Page 34. Let's see, which one is it? Hold on. Oh. While supplies last, the Extra Lasting Pressed Powder Foundation. It's not on sale, but it is listed as while supplies last. So that might be going bye-bye too. Let's see. Page 37. Oh, there's a lot on page 37. Okay. On page 36 and 37, there's going to be a nail art sponge that's coming out, but it is going to be while supplies last. So this one, I mean, I'm not going to predict the future because I don't really know what will happen, but this is one that I could see the potential for selling out in demos. I'm just saying. I don't know. I can't predict the future, but it's happened in the past, right? You know, when you think about the first nail dotting tool that we had and that kind of thing. So that's one to know. But there is going to be, and it's new, listed as new. It's a nail art sponge, but it's also listed as while supplies last. So that's going to be one that, you know, if you think you might have a lot of potential sales for that, that might be one you might want to consider to budget to buy it, you know, some in bulk if you can. They're also going to have the Avon mini eyeliners, and these come out, I don't know, once or twice a year, a couple times a year. It's the little minis that they usually do for 99 cents. So those are in here, but those are going to be listed as while supplies last too. And then also the Essential Beauty Holder, which is another one of those, you know, kind of storage container type things. That's also listed as while supplies last. And let's see, 38 and 39. The smaller kohl eyeliners, do you guys remember those? You know, these have been around for a little longer. Those are listed in there as while supplies last. The eyeshadow duets, you know, these have been here for a little while, so these might not be any kind of surprise, and they may not sell out. They may be in future brochures, but they're still listed as while supplies last. So if you think you can sell a lot of it, make sure you order them. Skin Invincible, as far as I can tell, is staying. They're just not going to manufacture a lot of samples for it. They're just cutting back on the sample availability. So as far as I know, that's sticking around. And then also the Super Extend Liquid Eyeliner. I just heard somebody mention this at my rally the other day. Said that this was their favorite product. You know, the district or the new division manager for my area, you know, asked, "What's your favorite product?" And she said, "The Super Extend Liquid Liner." And I was like, "Oh, going bye-bye." So yeah, that one is while supplies last also. Okay. Page 154. Now, I didn't really go through the little smaller magazines. I didn't see any lowest price evers or while supplies last or anything like that, but I mean, you guys know how those work, those little catalogs. They have this new butterfly wall clock, but it's only going to be while supplies last, so that's going to be a short seller. And actually, while I'm thinking of it, the 14-piece bath set, the butterfly bath set, they're asking to allow 2 to 4 extra weeks for delivery in case of unforeseen demand. So that would be something, if you have anybody order that, make sure they're aware that there's potential that it could be a little back order situation with that. Page 166. These I don't think are that surprising because they're the shoes, but the neon slip-on flats, the neon slip-on flats for the kids, the glitter walking shoe, and the silver gladiator sandal. All three. These are the children's shoes. Those are all three while supplies last. Not the boots, though. The boots aren't listed that way. And then I want to tell you what I think, in my opinion, is like the best buy as representatives. Like if you want to stock up on something or buy something in bulk, or you know, if you're trying to prepare ahead. And the reason I think this is probably the best buy is because Easter's coming up. So you know, think about all the people that do a basket for all their grandkids, or anybody who has, you know, a lot of children or what have you. They're going to have a 14 for $9.99 offer that's going to include, it includes all 5 of the spring lip balms, but it gives you 2 of those, and then it also gives you the 4 spring hand creams. So that to me is kind of my pick for, you know, if I were going to buy a bunch of stuff ahead of time, or I was going to buy, you know, a handful to have on hand, this would be something I would take advantage of. Number one, because you can sell it as a bundle, but number two, you know, you can sell them individually too and make a little extra money. You know, if you set up a table and you have a basket where you're selling, where you normally would sell lip balms for $1, and you just fill up the baskets and you say everything in these baskets are $1, right? Well, buy the kits because you're getting them for change. You know, unless it's going to be less than if you were to buy them on a sale price individually. So that's just my personal pick for, and we don't always have these kind of bundles in the springtime. I don't really remember seeing these. We get them at Christmas time, but this is the first time I really am remembering seeing them for the spring, so I'm glad that they're offering that. Oh, you guys are talking about the foundations and coverage and all that. I thought about talking about this time, but I didn't know if you guys would be interested in this kind of discussion. But I really wanted to talk about, you know, one of the big debates in the makeup world is with foundation, why we don't have, or why it's hard to get darker shades in foundation. And I actually know why that is. There's a couple reasons why that is. So if you guys want like kind of makeup artistry basics or like color basics, then I'm happy to do. I considered talking about this time, but I didn't know if you guys would be interested. So if you want to talk about that, if you want to find out why that's always a problem for companies, or why they don't do it, then comment and we'll do that on the next one, because I can tell you why. Insider secret. Yeah, the bundle's good for baskets. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, let's see. Before we talk about like the what's new stuff that I wanted to mention, do we have any other questions or anything that I missed in the comments that I maybe didn't see because I was buried in the book? Let me refresh my page too, because I know I'm a little bit behind you guys. Lag, laggity lag. Okay, yeah. Patrice wants to know. Okay, let's do that. I'll talk about that next week because it requires some visual aids. But there are a couple of reasons why that's an issue. And you know, it's funny. I'm talking about the foundations again, in case you're not following, because I'm all over the place. It is kind of funny that I don't know why. When I was young, the makeup industry, they were a lot more. I don't want to say honest about it, because it's not like it's like any kind of big secret or any kind of like evil plot or something. But it was just much easier. They talked about it. They talked about why it was, you know, why they don't do it more often. And I don't know why they don't just say that anymore. But anyway, so yeah, we'll talk about that, because that has to do with, I'll be taking you back to like your basic art classes, and I'll be taking you, well, we'll talk about some ingredients issues and that kind of stuff too. But yep, we'll do that. We'll do that next time, because that doesn't necessarily have to do with any campaign. That's just kind of in general. But it's good to know, and I can understand. You know, I think people that are on the very dark end of the spectrum have the issue with it, but the people that have extremely fair white skin have the same issues. So it's just something that's good to know, because it's always, you know, it's always a problem. And even those of us who are in the middle, you know, there's never an exact match. No matter how hard we try, we pretty much all could mix our foundations to make it better, right? Okay, so we'll talk about that next time. I just need a couple visual aids to explain that. So we'll do that next time. So drum roll, do you guys want to see some sneak peeks from the what's new? We already talked about the triple dollars. There's a reminder about the triple dollars in the what's new for campaign 9. So once you get to campaign 7, in case you forgot any of the rules or anything like that, there's also details about the show, tell, and sell. And there is a preferred preview on the Infinite Lift. So if you want to take advantage of it, you can. I don't always do the preferred previews, but every now and then I do them. Okay. There is going to be triple dollars and award sales on a new perfume. Avon Femme, or I can't speak French, so anybody who knows how to speak French will know how to say the name better than me. But I know it's for her. Right, but there's going to be triple dollars and award sales on that, and that's going to be in brochure 9. So, you know, that's a good way to kind of kick off your new year. I mean, technically the new year starts in campaign 8, but if you typically participate in those and are going to want to do a stock up, then you want to kind of budget for that ahead of time. So I think they're going to be, let's see, Yeah, the demo is going to be $18 for the perfume spray, and they're going to be doing an offer where it's a free body lotion with the purchase of the perfume spray, so that's a $12 value. And of course there'll be samples, so think about samples. Oh, let me check Facebook. I see some comments on Facebook. Let me make sure they're not you guys. Hold on, hold on. Oh, Sarah says at her rally, they told her that they're going to start cutting back on skincare from now until 2016 because we have too much and it gets too confusing. And I agree with that. I don't think, you know, like they always, right in the spring, at the beginning of the new year, the new President's Club cycle year, they always launch another skincare product. But here lately, they've been launching another one again in the fall. And it's like, you know, I mean, there's only so much and there's only so much skin. And I appreciate improvements in product. But at the same time, I think if you've got great products already that people really love and are buying, then save your research and development money for something else, you know, until you really, really need to do even more advancements in the skincare, in my opinion. So yeah, that's kind of good to know because I think we did get a little out of control with that for a while. And I know everybody likes something that works better, but at the same time, when people really like what they have, they want to be able to get what they like. So that's an issue. Okay, so one thing I wanted to point out to you, and the reason I wanted to point this out was because I remembered that a Maven, I'm pretty sure it was a Maven, had mentioned how much they really liked the perfume pencils that Mark had. But in the meantime, I don't know, months ago, prior to that, somebody was talking about those pencils, and they said they really liked the pencils because they like the stick fragrance, but they didn't like to have to sharpen them because you feel like you lose some of the product every time you sharpen it. They listened. They're going to do solid fragrance sticks, and these look like they're little twist-up thingies, which they're going to be $10, you know, full price. They're going to intro at $8. But, of course, you can buy some in advance. So they're going to have the rare pearls, the rare gold, the haiku, the faraway, the rare diamonds, and the amari. And it kind of reminds me of, like, the shape and maybe size of what the blister balms have been in the past. So anyway, that's cool. I'm excited about that. And let's see. Okay, I'm caught up here. Another thing, Mindy, hold on to your shorts, girlfriend. This one's going to be for you. Let's see, page 16. 4A products, girl. They've got handbags, a wristlet, a pendant necklace, drop earrings, a boyfriend watch. All going to have the 4A stuff. So if you're not familiar with the 4A, you know, or if you haven't heard us talk about it, it means anywhere, anytime, always ask. You know, just as a representative, anywhere, anytime, always ask. Always ask for the sale. Always ask, you know, if they're interested, that kind of thing. Always ask if they'd like a brochure. Always ask what they're using. Yippee, Mindy says. I knew you'd like it. And there's actually no limit, like on the jewelry. I don't think it's that way on the bags, but on the jewelry, it's order unlimited quantities in campaign 7 or 8. So, yay! Okay. Oh, there's an advanced order pack that's going to be in there. So if you need to budget for that, do it. And there is buy one get one free on the Shine and Track lipstick bullet sample packs. So it's a good time to grab some Shine and Track bullets if you can budget for that. Let's see. What page am I on? Advanced order pack on page 22. Okay. There's an 11-piece Spa-tacular advanced order pack. This is all the footwork stuff. Refresh and revitalize with the spa-like scent of white tea and warm ginger, then finish with a coat of nail enamel. So this is the beautiful line, the ginger and white tea beautiful footwork version. And then there's a Nailwear Pro Plus in barefoot beige. Your cost is $13.99. You earn $9.48. The value $56. And separately, it's basically a smoothing scrub, a clay mask, and a nourishing cream. So there you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. Which pages did you want to see, Mindy? The 4A or the one I'm showing you now? So make sure I didn't miss you. Is that in pink? I think you're talking about the bags. Yeah, the bags are, hold on, I'll go back. The bags are pink and black. Pink and black, pink and black on the bags for the 4A, pink and black. And then the jewelry itself is, it's got, like, you know, rhinestones. It's gold with some sparkliness. And then the watch has, like, 4 little stones at the 4 major points, but it's basically just a mother of pearl, yeah, like a faux mother of pearl backing to it, with the 4A emblem kind of buried in the face. So, and then I showed you the advanced order pack in case you missed that. And then page 26 and 27. Like the Mark hair care lines, a lot of that stuff is going to be 45% off unlimited quantities. I'm looking to see if there's any specifics. Yeah, order unlimited quantities in 7 and 8. You'll be billed in the campaign in which you order. So all of this stuff here. Which, I mean, these have been around for a while, so you guys are familiar with these, right? How much is the bag? The bag will be, in the brochure, it's going to eventually be $44.99. Intro price is going to be $34.99 for the bag. So PRP price $21.82 or $23.38, depending on your sales level. Then the wristlet goes with it is going to be $19.99. It's going to start off at $14.99. PRP price will be $9.68 or $10.37 for the bag. Yeah, got a budget now. I know, right? That's why I thought this would be helpful, because I thought, you know, I don't know, if it just gives you time to plan ahead. You know, if you were maybe going to buy these or stock up or something for some reason in campaign 5, why not wait until campaign 7 when you can get the price? I mean, how many times does that happen where you buy something and then you find in the next brochure it's all of a sudden on a mega deal and you're like, oh, I could have waited, you know? So that's why I thought this would be helpful for you guys. So yeah, and in case you missed it, I did mention that the Unplugged is in the outlet. I know we had talked before, I think on the Facebook page or something. I think Lisa had mentioned it, where she was sad because it was going away. So I thought I would mention that again. It is hardcore in the outlet in campaign 7. So do you guys want? Let me run through really quickly the marked products that are on these pages. They have little asterisks on there, but I don't see any asterisks saying which that any of them are excluded. So I'm going to assume that it's all of them. But it's the therapy session hair repair mask, the prep for it hair primer, the give it to me straight super smoothing lotion, curl to curl reactivate and define mist, the curl time no clip curl styler, the curl commander curl and wave defining gel, the more than shine hair serum, and the locks in place buildable hold hairspray. So unlimited quantities at 45%. Is the Mark hairspray on? Yeah, the Mark hairspray is one of them. It doesn't say that it's going to be on sale in the catalog. It says in the magalog it's going to be $14, you know, the regular price. So it's just a representative offer where you can get it at 45% instead of 40 if you're PC, or instead of, you know, 20% if you're, you know, newer or have lower sales or haven't reached a sales level. So it's just going to be discounted to us, and that way, if you can afford to buy it in bulk ahead of time, that way you can make a higher percentage on it when you sell it. Yay, Mindy likes it. Good. Good, I'm glad. I don't know why I didn't do it before. I've thought about it a million times. I wish somebody would do it for the trendsetters so we would know. So we would know ahead of time. We never know anything. Half the time we get excluded from the discounts and opportunities that come up because it's last minute. Okay, so tell me what you think. Is this helpful? Is there more things you want me to do? Is there anything that I did that you were like, well, that doesn't help me at all, or I'm not really sure how that helps me? Or is there something you'd like to request? I will talk about the foundation, the color range issues the next time for sure. But we'll do this kind of thing too, if you guys like it. But I'll just add that in. I know, why didn't I? I know. I'm a little slow sometimes. I have to build up the... Actually, I don't really have to build up the courage, but I just have to convince myself that people would actually be interested in doing it. It took me a while to be like, do you think they'd want to do it or not? Would they want to do it or not? So I definitely want to do it again, you know, 2 Saturdays from now. My thought is to do it every single, you know, every single campaign, so every 2 weeks. If we just want to hang out for the heck of it, we can do it. We can do that too. So if you don't want to wait for 2 weeks and you just want to have a hangout where we all like sit around. How many of you are drinking coffee? Or I had hot tea here, but it's not hot anymore. How many of you are in your pajamas? You're welcome, Erin. I haven't heard anything about the Mark line other than, I mean, I know all the skincare has been going away. I mean, I love the Get Defensive Eye Cream. I love it, and it's going away, and it makes me sad. I think they're thinking of getting rid of the Magalog and putting it in the brochure. They haven't said for sure yet, but it does seem like they're streamlining the line. You know, they're eliminating some of the stuff. I mean, we already know that they changed the sizing, right? Does everybody know that they changed the Mark sizing? The Mark sizing used to be like a Mrs. sizing or like a juniors type sizing, but they changed it to fit the Avon sizing because I think they got so much feedback from reps that the young girls couldn't afford it and that they were selling it to their Avon customers anyway. So I don't really know for sure. I do think they're going to streamline it. They're going to cut a lot out. Like, I don't think they're going to, if they're going to have it in the brochure, then they're probably not going to want to duplicate things like skincare. They're not going to want Avon skincare in the Avon brochure and Mark skincare in the Avon brochure. So if they decide to get rid of the Magalog, I could see them getting rid of a lot of the kind of competing lines. I think they'll probably, I'm guessing, I don't have any insider information, I'm just using my business brain and guessing that they're probably going to keep, you know, the clothing lines and the jewelry and stuff because it kind of is like a higher end option versus, you know, the more affordable options. Not that it's not affordable, but the, you know, the discounted options that gives you kind of variety in quality and price. Yeah, mark sizes aren't misses anymore. I'll show you. You know, it used to be like a small was like, I don't know, size 3 to 7 or 3 to, what was it, 3 and 5 or something like that. And now, now they've done them even sizing instead of odd sizing. You know how if you go into like Walmart and you go in the junior section, you know, jeans are like 11, 13, 15, 7, 5. Well, that's how our span was 2 sizes, but it was, you know, like size 3 and 5, size 7 to 9. Well, now they've changed it, so the smalls are sizes 2 to 4, mediums are 6 to 8, large are 10 to 12, extra large 14, 16, 2XL is size 18. So it's still down a notch because like the Royal Pretty dress in the Mark catalog, an extra large, which is a size 14, 16 in the Mark catalog, if that were in the Avon catalog, it would be a large. Or 14, 16 is a large in the Avon catalog. So there is still a difference, but they moved it to even sizing. So they're not doing the junior sizing. They're doing vanity, vanity sizing, basically for the Avon. They're not changing the Avon sizing, but they're making the Avon sizes more of a vanity size, and they're doing the, you know, they're calling a 14, 16 in the Mark line an extra large versus a large. Yeah, no more 5s. It'd be 2 to 4, 6 to 8, 10 to 12, 14 to 16, and an 18 is the 2XL. Shalina needs the 3-5. Yeah, well, the thing that I like about it is, like, for me, I mean, you guys have seen me, I am mega busty, so I always have to get things bigger to fit over my bust size. And so with the junior sizing or the Mrs. sizing that they had, I would always have to get like the 2XL, like the 17, to get something to fit over my bust, where I can wear the 14, 16 in Avon just fine, and, you know, it's big everywhere else, but it fits me, you know, in my biggest part. So I'm not sure yet. I haven't ordered anything from the Mark line for myself in a while, so I'm not sure if I would have to order the size 18 in Mark still or not. You know, I don't know if there is a legitimate size difference there or not. So there's some questions about that anybody who's ordered something recently, or if you plan to get something out of the 6 and 7, maybe that's something we can talk about. If you know, if you order a 14, 16 in the regular catalog and you order the 14, 16 here, is it really going to fit the same way? I'm not sure. So yeah, the cut of clothing definitely matters too. Oh, 2-4 is better. Omar the tent maker. Oh my gosh, Mindy, you are the only other person I have ever heard of who says that, because I totally say that I order my bras from Omar the tent maker. Or Lady Lumps. Hey girl, hey. Okay, so is there anything you guys can think of that would be helpful that maybe I didn't do here? Some of the 3-5 Mark didn't fit, so that's good, yeah. I mean, you can always tell me later, too, on the Facebook page. If something pops up later, you know how to get a hold of me if you want to request something. But is there anything you can think of that you definitely would like to add in? Or is there anything that wasn't helpful, or is there anything that you're like, I think that's supposed to be helpful, but I'm not quite sure why it's helpful? Because we can all help you with that too, since we're all different levels of experience and time. Mine too, Mindy. Mine too. Baby got back for sure. You know, Erin, I have trouble with the Avon bras. It's not that I have trouble because I can make them work, but if I were being really honest, I would be like a 36G. But I will squeeze my booty into a 36 double D because you can't find those sizes, right? They're even hard to find in the store. You can order them special order, but I find then when you order them special order, then they're vanity size, so then they show up and they're way bigger than what they were supposed to be. So I always order like the double Ds in a 36, and I do pretty well with it. Every now and then it'll squeeze me together with a little more cleavage than I had in mind, but I can make it work. Double, triple humps. No problem. I don't mind at all. So if there's no requests or anything, then 2 weeks from now, same time, same place, 11 o'clock, hopefully we'll have all the kinks worked out, but you know how YouTube and Google are. They could have this totally changed by then again. So in the meantime, if you got any requests or anything, then let me know, or if you need any extra. I'm frozen on Lisa's screen. Refresh, refresh. If there's any requests or anything that you think of or anything you want to go back, oh, triple D. Double D. I have played the Uniboob game, girl. Believe me, I have been there. Every now and then I got to turn my back and give a little shimmy shake, readjust. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you have any requests or anything in between, then let me know. We definitely will talk about the foundation issue because I don't know why they don't just keep educating on that. And to be honest, I don't think that makeup schools or anything a lot of times are educating makeup artists even on that. And to me, that's kind of a basic principle of art and color. Just the logic of color themselves. So we'll definitely talk about that because it's just good information to know, and it can also it might also change the way you apply your makeup if you're one extreme or the other. So you're welcome, Shalina. Shalina, do I say that right? Shalina? Sometimes things come out of my mouth and I'm like, that didn't sound right. Oh, come on, Minnie, come on, we want to know, we want to know. I'll cheer you on, girl. All right, well, I guess we will wrap this up, and I will see you guys on the Facebook page, of course. Also, too, if this is helpful for you, this will be helpful for your downline or other people in your district. So I do want to open this up for people that aren't just Mavens. So if you want to invite other reps to come and join us, I wanted to try it out with just the Mavens first, just to make sure it was helpful and see how you guys liked it. But you know, I'd like to open this up over time. So, yeah. So if you have a downline and you think this would be helpful for them also, then invite them in. Might be a good thing where if you guys, you know, we could do the live chat and then you guys could follow up on top of it in your personal meetings afterwards, you know, and add to it. So I think this could be helpful for everybody. So, woo! You go, girl. It just makes me want to go, mmm. It's not 42 double M, it's 42 mmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so 2 Saturdays from now, what's the date? That will be the 8th, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Is this a good time for everybody? Did this work? Not too late in the day, except for Helen. Poor Helen, that's 6 o'clock in the morning for her. Makeup Maven, that's right. See, Mindy, you were born to be a Makeup Maven. It's even in your bra size. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to cut it off. I'll see you back on the Facebook page, and let me know if you have any questions or anything else you want to see. Bye.